Hey guys, something that's been going around quite a lot lately, it's quite controversial, is the BBC. We're thinking about not playing Rule Britannia at one of their like special shows. I don't watch the BBC as you'd expect, but yeah, people were getting really upset about this. You know, they were like saying, "Oh, it's a BBC, political correctness gone mad, blah blah blah." And I mean, yeah, that's true, but also, and yeah, I think the BBC is completely illegitimate. It should be defunded immediately, really. Yeah, it should be purely a subscription service. If you have a TV, you don't have to. You shouldn't have to pay a license unless you're watching the BBC and all that stuff. But anyway, I think they're kind of missing an important point, which is that why do you want to say Rule Britannia? And sorry, I got a bit of hiccups. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad to be patriotic or whatever. But at the same time, there isn't much to be patriotic about at the moment. I mean, to say, what Britannia rules the waves, well, that's absolute bullshit. I mean, they haven't ruled the waves since, World War II, pretty much, or maybe since the 80s with the Falkland War. But, yeah, and so it's basically just a false sense of patriotism. The UK isn't a country to be proud of. Look at the state of things, right? It's you're basically a vassal to the European Union since the 70s. It was sort of just about technically left, and it took 4 years, even though the will of the people was pretty clear repeatedly. There was effectively there were effectively second referenda on it, the elections and the European elections and stuff. But so that was kind of rubbish. And also, just look at the UK. I mean, its economy is, it's classified as an upper income country, but so much fucking poverty, and it's declining. It's a pathetic rump state of what it used to be. It used to rule over large parts of the world, and obviously there were bad parts to that, but it was also good. It helped bring industrialization, democracy, ended slavery. And the UK did far more to end slavery than it did to support it, certainly by the early 19th century. But look at the UK today, it's an absolute pile of crap. I mean, you've got a Prime Minister who, locked down the entire country because of what is a coronavirus, which is just a nasty strain of the flu at the end of the day. And that is all it is. It's bad, but to throw your economy into a 21% recession and basically just fuck everyone over who's ever going to need to have a job again and all that stuff, and complete disregard for human rights. What is there to be proud of about the UK? There's a draconian political system. You've got the House of Lords, who are just unelected old posh people, and you've got the House of Parliament, which is a first past the post system, which you basically need to be one of the main parties to have any representation whatsoever. I could go on, and then you got the NHS, right? It absorbs about 4% of the UK's GDP, and they can't even give you a cancer scan. I know people who have waited months to hear back, to see their scans that they've had for cancer and just stuff essential stuff like that, which you think would be a priority even in times of scarcity. It's just completely unfit for purpose. There's just all this there's no reason to say Rule Britannia unless you're just being purely historical. But then again, that's like singing songs about Rome, or it's just people today, they just have this false sense of patriotism. That there is very little to be proud about the UK. But I guess people are doing it, especially right now, because they ain't got much else, to hold on to. Not much, no sense of belonging, and they have to, try and play themselves as being part of this, random political entity, which is, it's it's really nothing to be proud of. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, do you guys think it makes sense to be patriotic? You know, certainly of the UK. At the moment, as it's an awful country, really, and this idea of ruling the waves. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, the British Navy is pretty pathetic. I know there's 2 aircraft carriers now, but they don't really do much rather than just travel around the coast. And like Boris Johnson was, or up until quite recently, he was really cozying up to China and stuff. And there's no constitution. No one really has any rights. Like Parliament, basically, whatever Parliament says is basically law. But apart from now, now it's even worse. Like a lot of, most stuff doesn't even have to go through Parliament. It's just ruled by decree. Boris and a few of his close members in the cabinet. So yeah, it's like when you moan about all this stuff, about people being against patriotism and stuff, what is it you're really defending? And this doesn't just apply to the UK; it applies to a lot of countries, most countries at the moment, really. Like, what is it you're defending? Look at the state. Look at the state of things around you. Yeah. Just something to think about, guys. Yeah, I know you might be quite surprised at this take on it, but I really don't like false patriotism. So yeah, have a nice day.